Okay, happy Wednesday, guys. I feel like I normally talk down in my kitchen sometimes, but my kids are watching a show really fast for like 5 or 10 minutes. Well, however long this video turns out to be, but planning on talking for about 5 or 10 minutes, so just bear with me. But I wanted to talk to you guys today about something that I hear a lot about, and I'm using a filter because if you look really close, I have this like horrible thing on my nose, and the filter makes me feel like I can talk to you and not look at my nose. So anyway, in case you're wondering, hope you guys are having an awesome day, but I wanted to talk a little bit about time management right now. So time management to me is something that I feel like I'm always trying to be better at, and something that I feel like I am always somehow struggling with, and I don't really know how to explain this, but basically like what I've come to like just in my experience, what I've come to realize is that if I don't feel like I have time to do something, it's because it's not a priority, and that's really all it is. So hey Alicia, hey guys, thanks for hopping on. If you guys can hear me, drop like a heart, give me a comment or two, share the video. Let me know that you guys can hear me, because sometimes the service in my house is a little funky. Anyway, I hear all the time from moms, especially when I'm talking to people who are trying to get on like the healthy train, and they're trying to get into doing workouts, or maybe they're just trying to make time to feed their family better foods or feed themselves better foods, and they say, well, I just don't really know how I can do that because I just don't have time. Now, this is what I hear when I tell myself that. I have to turn that around and say, no, it's not that I don't have time, because everybody has 24 hours in a day. And if a mom who lives at the hospital and like takes care of a baby in the NICU all day long can make time for her fitness by going into one of an empty hospital rooms and just like getting permission from the nurses, like if she can make it happen, or if a full-time working mom who works an 8 to 9 hour day plus has 2 kids to take care of over the summer, like if she can make a workout happen for 30 minutes in the day, for an hour in the day, whatever it is, then I promise all the rest of us who just kind of have a normal everyday life, busy, we can figure it out. But here's the thing. If you're telling yourself, I don't have time to do something, I don't have time to work out, I don't have time to read my scriptures, I don't have time to, do family history work, I don't have time to do my hair, I don't have time to do my makeup, all these things that we tell ourselves, what we're really saying is, I don't want to make this a priority right now. So I would just challenge you guys, if you're telling yourself, or if you're finding that you feel frustrated, that you're trying to make something a habit, but you're not really getting into the habit of actually doing anything, I would challenge you to turn it around in your head, and instead of saying, I don't have time, say, no, I must not be willing to make time, or it must just not be worth it to me, and see how that feels. Because to me, when I realized that I was basically just putting myself at the very bottom of my list, that wasn't okay with me anymore, because the result of that was that I wasn't happy, I wasn't energized, I wasn't purposeful in the things that I did every day. I was just existing, and I was just kind of hoping that things would fall into place if I did nothing at all but wait for them to happen. That doesn't work. Okay, time management is not about, it's not about waiting for things to just kind of fall into place and hope that things work out. It's, for me at least, it's about planning intentionally. How do I want my life to look? I mean, do you want your life to look like I wake up every day because my kids are screaming in my ear and yelling like, Mom, make me breakfast, like, because we love our kids, but that's kind of what they do in the morning sometimes, is they just demand stuff. And honestly, if I don't take care of me first thing in the morning for at least 20-30 minutes, if I can get more time, then I will take more time. But I make the time to take care of myself by planning it out. So the first thing that I would suggest to you guys is challenge your belief about your time management. Challenge the belief that you have no time in the day, and tell yourself that, okay, it's not that I don't have time in the day, because there's people with less time in their day who make it happen and go to the gym for 2 freaking hours. I don't know how they do that. I just work out for 30 minutes at home. That's enough for me. But there are people who make it work in a very crazy, stressful situation. Doctors, like people who have high stress lives, they don't stop taking care of themselves. That's the reason they live the life that they live, is that they take care of themselves. So you want things to change, you have to do something different. So I would challenge you to challenge your belief. Challenge the belief that you don't have time to work out, or challenge the belief that you don't have time to make dinner for your family or to go grocery shopping, and just trust that if you can turn around the language that you talk to yourself, that you can start to see possibilities. Because here's the thing, possibilities are everywhere. We have possibilities for like avenues of, oh, well, maybe I could try this, and maybe this would work, and maybe this path would be the way that it helps me to get past this barrier. But that possibility is never going to be open to you if you're not open to finding it. So here's the thing with time management, you have to turn it around and say, okay, where can I make time? Where can I find time? And ask those kinds of questions, because if you find those kinds of questions popping up, then what your brain is going to start to do is your brain is going to actively start to look for solutions, okay? Because here's the thing, if we focus on, well, the lack, I don't have time, I don't have enough time. If we focus on always feeling like we're behind, always feeling like we're never getting everything done on our list, that basically forces us to just stay focused on the negative. And if we can bring ourselves out of that mindset and just say, okay, no, I'm looking for the time. I'm trusting that if I look for it, and that if I'm planning things the best that I can and just trying to do differently than I've been doing in the past, that I will find the time, and that the time will manifest itself to me in some way. So when I started working out, it was like, initially just, I'm going to work out with my son. And it made sense to me because going to the gym, I had a gym like 15 minutes from my house. Not even 15 minutes. It was 5 minutes. It was like 5 minutes around the corner, but it took me like 20 minutes to get out the door with one baby. This was when I just had one baby. He was like 4 or 5 months old at the time. I had to drop him off in daycare, which takes another 10 minutes because you have to sign him in, and then you have to get him settled, and then you have to put all the things away, and you have to make sure they're good. Then I would have to go to a class. So by the time I got to the gym, I had already spent 30 minutes getting to the gym. So it just made more sense to me. It was more time efficient. It made it so that I had more time to do things like get ready. I had more times to take care of myself by like reading my scriptures and to do personal development. I had more time to go spend with friends. Like suddenly, because I stopped myself from thinking this is the only way, I found a different path. So I'm just challenging you guys, like, find a different path. Trust that if you look for it, it will show up. It might mean that you don't watch Netflix every night. It might mean that you have to get up 30 minutes earlier. Whatever it needs to look like in your life, if you want it to happen, you can make it happen. It's just a matter of, is it worth it to you? So that's just one of the things that I think I kind of have said 2 things. But the final thing that I would suggest to you guys is just be intentional. So I plan out my day every single day. I do not plan out hour to hour exactly what's going to happen every 30 minutes of my day, because that's unrealistic. Life happens and I have to be able to roll with it. Sometimes I get my workout done at the time that I estimate I'm going to try and do it. Sometimes my kids are like, Mom, make me oatmeal, Mom, and they need me, and I have to be mom, and then I can take care of like doing my workout. Because once their needs are met, and whether it's because they're asleep and I do it before they wake up, or maybe it's that I like just have them watch a TV show, because sometimes I do let them watch a TV show. Sometimes it means I'm incorporating them in my workout. There's a way to freaking make it work. Okay, you guys see me, like if you don't follow my stories on Instagram, feel free to follow me on Instagram. I'll comment below with my username. But guys, I make it work in real life. And I promise that even though it's hard some days, even though some days I have sick kids, even though some days like we're going to be traveling. So tomorrow I'm taking a rest day, Friday I'm going to work out. Like there's ways to make it work. So I hope this was helpful. I would love to hear some of your guys' time management tips. Last couple things that help me, I set timers. For things that I'm trying to do. If I'm going to do laundry, and I'm having a hard time focusing on doing laundry, I will set a timer. If I'm having a hard time focusing on working my business, I'll set a timer. I'll show up for the timer period, and then I'll unplug from that. And I'm really good at multitasking, which is not that great. Multitasking basically means you're doing 50 bazillion different things at once. And if you're doing 50 bazillion different things at once, you're not really being effective at any of them. So I have to force myself to stop multitasking and to just individually focus on one thing at a time. It's something called the Zorro effect, or the Zorro circle effect. Basically, it's just focusing on something small and giving yourself the chance to have a small opportunity to have success in that area. So it's kind of like just setting yourself up for success. So if you're telling yourself, okay, I'm going to set a timer and I'm going to fold clothes for 10 minutes because you have like 5 mounds of clothes to fold. Oh my goodness, 5 mounds of clothes to fold and you haven't done anything yet and you're avoiding the work, then just set a timer, and the victory is you did 10 minutes. And once you give yourselves those small little victories, that's like huge. So I would just challenge you guys, like, be more aware. Rhonda just commented, like, being more aware of like what you're doing, being more aware of what's happening in the moment, and just trusting that you don't have to do everything the moment you think of it, that your brain is actually smart enough to keep it there. And if you need to, write it down. Just like I write down stuff on to-do lists all the time, and then I just come and check back into it later, and just trust that I will figure out a time to work on things that are important when they're the most important. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking because I could talk a bazillion years about this, but if you guys need accountability, if you feel like you're just struggling with figuring out how to make time for yourself, whether it's that you want to make time for yourself on a fitness level, on a health level, or on any other level, then I would just challenge you to reach out to me. Share this video, comment, like tell me that you need some assistance, some help, because that's what I do. I help people kind of figure out a plan and see how this is possible in your life. But the thing is, I don't know if you need it until you talk to me. So anyway, I hope this gives you guys just some ideas and some tips and something useful to apply in your life. Favorite book right now, The Happiness Advantage by Shawn Achor. He talks about a lot of different things, but he really just talks about doing things consciously and being more aware of the kinds of things that we're doing to bring more happiness into our lives. And I love that. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please share, and I hope you guys have a great day.